I just needed to give it some space. I just needed to give it a voice and actively participate in letting that anger and rage out. So I did sacred rage. So I did somatic practices. I did breath work. I did shaking. I've got a baseball bat in my spare room and I whacked some pillows with a baseball bat. I allowed that sacred rage in me to come out. And then once it came out and it had a voice and it had a space, everything just fell into alignment. And I fully, for the first time in my life, like fully accepted all parts of myself, the undesirable parts, the shadows. And I could see that gift within my shadows as well, because the gifts of anger, right, mean that we can set boundaries. We can say no, we can be fiery and like use that anger as a force for good. That is like such a potent and powerful energy, but we shut it down. And this is what moving through this Shadow Queen stage is all about. Like, what are the dark, undesirable parts of ourselves? And what do we see in others as well? So in Quantum Femme, we're going to do like this mirror exercise as well, in terms of what we see in others, how others trigger us, or just like repeating patterns. So for me, it was narcissists, like repeating patterns of narcissistic behavior showing up. And that was where I needed to step more in my Shadow Queen, to actually look at those shadow gifts within me. So we need to get the grounded practices in place through Pleasure Queen, and not just grounding, not just well-being, not just like la la la, I'm doing my meditation, but how can you feel amazing today? What would feel good for you? What would feel pleasurable for you? What would feel joyful and expansive for you today? And what does your body need today? Like, this just feels good, like wearing my fur. Like, what does your body need today? And this is, you know, I think we get so focused on what's wrong and how do I fix it? How do I heal this thing? How do I get out of burnout? And we've got it all wrong. Like, we need to be starting with the pleasure, which is why we are starting with Pleasure Queen, okay? So Pleasure Queen is more like the light side, the light feminine, more of like the kind of, you know, dancing with the light, positive emotion, positive energy. And then we've got the Shadow Queen, more the negative, the dark feminine, the sacred rage, the dark, you know, sexual aspects of ourselves. So we've got this balance, and then when we have this balance, we move into Quantum Queen.